Wonder Murmur, where whispers weave the heart.
Hello, little hearts. A new whisper begins. In the sun-dappled forest, where ancient trees stood tall and flowers bloomed in a riot of colors, lived a small goat named Barnaby. He was a kind and gentle creature, but on this particular day, a heavy cloud of sadness hung over him. Tomorrow was the Great Forest Carnival, a day of bright costumes and joyful parades. But Barnaby had nothing to wear. "I have no costume, Leo," he sighed to his friend, a wise old owl perched on a branch. "Everyone will be so magnificent. The peacock will have his brilliant feathers. The deer will wear garlands of flowers. And I have only my plain white wool." Leo the owl hooted softly. "Barnaby, the best costumes are not just made of bright colors. They tell a story. If you want a costume that truly shines, you must find two things: a feather from the sad parrot and a magical stone from the silent lions behind Mount Gebel. Only then will your outfit be unforgettable." Barnaby's heart sank. He had heard of the sad parrot, whose constant weeping could fill a river, and of the silent lions, rumored to be so fierce they never roared, a deep, terrifying silence clinging to their very presence. Still, the thought of his own uninspired costume was worse than any fear. He took a deep breath. "I will go." His journey began at the Weeping Woods, where the trees themselves seemed to droop with sorrow. He followed the sound of quiet, mournful sobs until he found the sad parrot, perched on a branch, a single tear falling from her beak and landing with a splash in a puddle below. Her feathers were a dull, tear-stained grey. "Excuse me, ma'am," Barnaby said timidly. "I'm sorry to bother you, but I need a feather for the carnival. I was told you would only part with one if you laughed." The parrot looked at him, and her sorrowful eyes seemed to hold the weight of all the rain that had ever fallen. "I haven't laughed in 1,000 years, she said, her voice a fragile whisper. "My heart is simply too full of sadness." Barnaby felt a deep sympathy for her. He wasn't just here for a feather anymore. He wanted to help. He began to tell her jokes, the silliest ones he knew. He told a joke about a silly snail, a clumsy caterpillar, and a worm who wore shoes on his head. The parrot didn't even smile. Barnaby's heart ached for her. He realized that a simple joke wasn't enough to chase away 1,000 years of sadness. He stopped, thought for a moment, and then began to tell her a story, a tender tale of how he had first learned to make a flower crown for his mother, his clumsy hooves fumbling with the tiny petals. He spoke of the simple joy in her smile and the warmth of her hug. He wasn't trying to be funny. He was just sharing a memory of pure happiness. As he finished, a quiet tremor went through the parrot's body. A small smile, so small it was almost missed, touched the corners of her beak. Then it grew. It spread across her face, and a sound like a bubbling brook escaped her. It was a laugh, soft and beautiful. It grew louder, a cascade of pure, unadulterated joy, until the parrot was laughing so hard that tears of laughter streamed down her face. And as she laughed, one single feather, a magnificent, iridescent green feather, fell from her tail and landed softly at Barnaby's feet. "Thank you, dear goat," she said, wiping a tear. "That was the most wonderful story I've ever heard." With the emerald feather tucked safely away, Barnaby continued his journey to Mount Gibble. The air grew cold, and the path became rocky. He finally reached a clearing at the base of the mountain and saw two huge lions, their manes as golden as the sun, lying by a cave. They were indeed silent, their stillness more intimidating than any roar could ever be. He swallowed hard, his heart a frantic drum against his ribs. "Greetings," he stammered, his knees knocking together. "I am Barnaby the goat. I need a magic stone for the carnival. Mr. Leo told me you guard them." The lions opened their eyes and looked at each other. They said nothing, but a strange, silent conversation seemed to pass between them. Then, the larger lion spoke. His voice a low, rumbling sound that felt more like a vibration in the ground. "We will give you a stone, little goat, but only if you take us with you. We want to go to the carnival." Barnaby was stunned. But everyone is afraid of you. You're the silent lions of the mountain. You'll ruin the carnival." A look of deep sorrow crossed the lions' faces. The smaller lion spoke, his voice softer than a whisper. "Everyone runs from us. They think we are terrifying because we are big. They don't know that our silence is because we are so afraid of roaring, of scaring them. We just want to dance." Barnaby looked at the two great beasts, his fear replaced by a rush of empathy. He saw their loneliness, and it mirrored the sad parrots. "I'm not afraid," he said, and he meant it. "And if you want to dance, I'll teach you." He taught them a simple little dance he had learned as a kid, a joyful little hop and stomp. The lions, with their powerful bodies, moved with a surprising grace. They swayed and twirled, their massive paws light on the ground. As they danced, a small, black stone they had been guarding began to glow, then shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. They collected the stones, now sparkling and brilliant, and returned to the forest. Mr. Leo was surprised to see Barnaby with the lions, but the goat's story, full of courage and kindness, moved him. He worked all night, sewing the iridescent feather, the shimmering stones, and Barnaby's soft wool into a magnificent costume. He made smaller matching costumes for the lions too. The next day at the carnival, Barnaby's costume was a showstopper. He won the loudest applause. But then, as he bowed, he saw the lions approach the stage. The crowd gasped, a wave of fear rippling through the forest animals. A few began to run. "Wait!" Barnaby cried out, his voice loud and clear, full of a courage he didn't know he had. "Please, don't run. These are my friends. They are not scary. They just want to dance." The animals, seeing the tiny goat standing before the massive lions, hesitated. The lions, with a look of pure hope, began to dance. They moved with a beautiful, soft grace, their joyful spirit visible in every step. Slowly, the animals of the forest began to smile. They began to clap, then to dance themselves. The peacock forgot his magnificent feathers. The deer forgot his crown, and everyone danced together. Fear replaced by pure, uninhibited joy. Barnaby, the goat who had just wanted to win, felt a happiness far greater than any applause. He had found something better than an award, a friend. And he had helped an entire forest learn that courage isn't just about facing your fears, but about helping others face theirs. And from that day on, the forest was filled not only with the colors of flowers, but with the quiet laughter of a parrot and the joyful dancing of two beautiful lions.
Wonder murmur, the story departs, yet the whisper imparts.